Hello, Year 7, and welcome to our new lesson, Week 3, Lesson 2, Detecting Sounds. We're still looking at the sound topic. Today, what we need to know by the end of it is how the ear detects sound, how to measure loudness, how hearing can be damaged, and how a microphone works. So this is a reasonably short lesson because there's then a worksheet attached with a few research tasks for you to complete, which I will talk you through at the end of the lesson. What you could do though, which might help, is make sure you've downloaded the worksheet so you can stop the video at the correct points to help you fill in the worksheet. We're going to start with the parts of the ear and how we hear. It's also going to be worth downloading the PowerPoint to this lesson. So if you haven't downloaded the PowerPoint to this lesson yet, I'd suggest to download the PowerPoint so that you can then open the two links that are on this slide here. So the parts of the ear link and how the ear works, and have a watch of that video. We're also going to talk you through how the parts of the ear work. At the end of this video, Mr. LePage has filmed himself talking and looking at an ear diagram or model, sorry. And so head over or just watch to the end of this video to see Mr. LePage talking about the ear. So I'm not going to go into too much detail with this diagram because we cover it later on in the video, but you are going to need to know all the different parts of the ear, how sound travels through the ear, and what's done. But Mr. LePage does a much better job of me at the end of the video, so I'm not going to talk too much about this now. But also follow those links because, again, they do a much better job than I would. So we're going to talk about noise and how a noise damages the ears instead. Okay, because obviously loud noises hurt a lot. And there's a reason why loud noises hurt a lot. And we're going to look at what noises damage the ears as well. So there's such a thing as too loud a noise. So if you're subjected to noises that are too loud, they'll damage the ear. So when we're talking about it, we remember that sound is measured in decibels, or D and then a big B. So when we're talking about sound, we're going to be talking about decibels. So me talking here, you probably with your headphones on, the sound's going to be somewhere between 50 and 65 decibels. Okay, that's a normal level of sound. It's how I'm speaking to you currently, unless you've turned your headphones up massively. But I wouldn't suggest that, and I don't know why you would with my voice. I imagine you've probably all turned them down a lot. But 50 to 60 decibels is the sound of a normal conversation. So me talking here. At 80 decibels and above, though, sound can cause permanent damage to your ear if you listen to it over a long period of time. So think about a rock concert, a plane taking off, a really loud motorbike, for example. Those are all things that deliver noises at 80 decibels or above. And noises like that, if you listen to them for long periods of time, they can cause serious and permanent damage to your ears. So especially with headphones as well, make sure you're listening to sound at a low, reasonable, normal conversation level. Because if you think about a headphone, it's making that sound wave only a few millimeters from your eardrum. So the risk of damage there is also just as great. So here we've got some normal kind of levels of noise. So we can't really hear anything at 0. A country park, if you're there, or the background noise will be about 30 decibels, so wind rustling through the leaves and birds, although not that anyone can get there currently, but they are very nice places to go. They're nice and peaceful and tranquil, and there's not much noise. Whisper in the library, about 40. Normal conversation starts at about 45. Classroom should be at 60. I don't know about you, but sometimes it gets a little bit louder. Road traffic at 25 meters is about 70 decibels. Your music player can play anything from about 80 to 110, which is too loud. Okay, heavy traffic, 90 decibels, also too loud. loud disco or band concerts too loud, and 120 decibels at a rock concert will damage your hearing. And a lot of people who work at rock concerts, you'll see they've got earplugs in so that they reduce the decibel noise level hitting their ear. Otherwise, they'll get permanent damage. If you want to test that out, there is an animated decibel scale if you follow the link on this slide as well. So remember, download the PowerPoint, follow the link on that slide if you want to have a look at an animated decibel scale, and you can play around with that. It's quite a lot of fun. Other causes of hearing loss: wax blocking the ear, loud noises tear your eardrum, ear infection, antibiotics can treat it. The small bones in the ear can get stuck together. That requires an operation. Or loud noises can damage the cochlea and result in permanent damage. So a number of those there are not permanent, okay, but a number of them can be permanent if not dealt with carefully. And remember, headphones, earphones, they make the sound only a few millimeters from the eardrum, so they are very, very dangerous. So make sure you are careful with them and you're not listening to them at max volume. They're not designed to drown out noise of your siblings. Amplifier makes the sounds. Okay, so if you don't know that, maybe make a few notes on that. There are some questions on that. Otherwise, you can come back to the slide here. So that's the information for today's lesson, other than the video that's going to come at the end of Mr. LePage talking through the ear, which is brilliant, so you need to watch it. But what I want you to do is make sure you complete this worksheet and upload it to Show My Homework. On the Show My Homework task, there is a submit button. It is much easier for me and for you and for Miss ODM and Mr. LePage if you make sure you are submitting the homework, the worksheets, when they're complete on Show My Homework, so that we know you've been completing the work. Okay, there is also a SAM learning task on detecting sound. So make sure you pop over to SAM learning as well and complete the task. The worksheet looks like this. Now, this is a picture, so you can't fill in these you can't drag and place the outer ear in the middle ear. But if you just create text box, you go up to Word and you go create text box and then place it in each of these parts, you can then write down a word in each of those parts. Or you can print it off, fill it in, and then take a picture of it. So that's the first task we need to do. So you can either watch the video at the end or go to the diagram earlier on in this video and fill it in. Then can you write down the parts of a microphone in reverse order? So starting at the amplifier, there you go, giving you your first bit. Can you write the parts of a microphone in reverse order? Then can you research, please, these 3 questions? What happens if you get a hole in your eardrum? Give 2 ways to protect your hearing. And why do we have 2 ears instead of 1? Once you've done that, there are some extension questions I would absolutely love you to get done, please, because the rest of this won't take that long. Describe the differences and similarities between the human ear and a microphone. Compare how a microphone works with how a loudspeaker works. And what is the eustachian tube for and where is it? So answer those questions as well. Okay, hang on. Watch the end of this video, watch Mr. LePage talking about the ear, complete that worksheet, submit it on Show My Homework, and then jump over to SAM Learning and complete that task there. You've got till Sunday to do it. Have fun, and remember, stay safe.
In this video, I want to talk about the parts of the ear and how they work. First of all, the sound is collected by the outer ear, which is called the pinna, and it travels down the auditory canal to the eardrum. And the eardrum is then caused to vibrate, and those vibrations transfer with these 3 tiny bones, those 2 and that one. They are called the ossicles, and individually they're the hammer and the anvil and the stirrup. You can see it looks like a stirrup. Once the sound has been transferred by the stirrup, it goes to the fluid, which is inside the cochlea, which is this snail-shaped organ. The fluid vibrates and it causes little hairs inside the cochlea to wave up and down. The hairs are called cilia, and once the cilia are moving, They change the vibration into an electrical signal, and the electrical signal goes down the auditory nerve to the brain, where the brain interprets it as sound. Just for interest, these three shapes are called the semicircular canals. They're also filled with fluid, and they're designed to help the body stay in balance. You can see they're in three dimensions, vertical, horizontal, and the one in between, so it's like X, Y, and Z. And they're the things which help you keep balance.